If you've ever had a truly succulent, moist, flavorful, delicious pork chop or chicken breast, there's a good chance that it was brined before it was cooked. Brining is a technique that chefs use to add flavor and moisture to a lot of our cooked foods. It's a very easy technique to do, and it all relies upon a simple ratio of salt to water. For each cup of water that you use for brine, you add 4 teaspoons of kosher salt. It's important to remember to use kosher salt in this particular recipe. So let's make a quick brine and talk about what goes in here. Now today we're going to brine some pork chops, but you can use this to do chicken or seafood. We're going to make 4 cups of brine total, so I'm adding about a 1/3 cup of kosher salt to some hot water here. I always start with a bit of hot water just to give the salt a boost to get dissolved. And after we get the salt dissolved in there, we're going to add some brown sugar. Now anything other than salt and water is additional flavor ingredient that goes into the brine. So we're going to add some brown sugar because it's a very nice complement to the pork. And we're going to add some peppercorns to our brine. And then I think maybe we'll add a bit of garlic. And these are just crushed garlics. And we'll add a good bay leaf in there. Make sure that all gets worked around and dissolved. And then we're going to put the rest of this into an additional 3 cups of water. So now we have 4 cups of flavored brine. So we're going to take our pork chops, put them into a zip top bag. And it's always important to put a zip top bag, if you're going to add liquid to it, into a pan or a bowl just in case it leaks. You don't want this mixture all over your refrigerator. Pour our finished brine mixture into here. And then we're going to seal it up. See how much liquid is in here? There's a lot of liquid. It's pretty well bathing these pork chops. So this is going to go into the refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours. And then we're going to take it out, and we're going to take the pork out of the brine liquid and pat it dry. At that point, if we're not ready to cook it, we're going to put it on a rack back in our little pan here so that the air has plenty of chance to circulate around and keep our pork chops dry. The reason this technique works is because the salt in the water, remember that's the important part of this, draws the moisture out of the food first, and then as it flows back in, when the salt ratios begin to equal in the meat and in the brine, the flavor flows back in, taking with it all the wonderful flavors that you've put into the brine, the garlic, the pepper, the sugars, all those things. So now that you know how brining works, be sure and do it on lots of different foods. You're going to enjoy your most succulent pork chops ever.